Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Calmsden Farm in Farming Simulator 22 with me, CWATTYESO. I have finished my sorghum harvesting and I'm going to be now embarking on some mowing. Because that's the next task. Well, actually, the next task really should be to mulch the sorghum field. Now, look, that sounds like a better plan to me. We'll use the busted Lamborghini. I hate that freaking camera. I can't fix it. I've been into Giant's Editor. I've been playing around with all the camera settings. I've been playing around with the i3D. I've even deleted the camera, created a new one on the tractor. It's still upside down, yet weirdly in the editor it all looks fine in the correct way. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this mod. I need a proper professional modder to have a look at this tractor and sort it out once and for all and make it, you know, proper FS22 styling. But yes, my canola harvest, not my canola, my sorghum harvest went very well. Got that completed, got all the sorghum delivered to the grain mill. And now we get to do the mulching. Field does not require any lime. Doesn't require ploughing because that was done last year. So this field is actually one of the better fields as far as all of that. Should probably have made a course for this and let course play handle the majority of the mulching for me. But yes, all the sorghum has gone to the grain mill. Quickly bring up the factory overview. We have got 162,000 litres in there. Obviously we've got the oat as well. Should all be good. Now there's something else I want to do as well that I was thinking about. And I apologise if there's noise in the background now because somebody's vacuuming in the house. It's obviously very early today on this Friday, the 25th of March, as I'm recording this. 10 AM in the morning. Normally I'm not awake at this time of the day. But I'm up early today. And I'm recording early because obviously it's a Formula 1 day today, folks. We've got the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend, so we've got practice this afternoon and this evening, live from the Jeddah circuit, and yeah, got to get my recordings done early today. Same with the weekend. Over the weekend, I've got to work myself around the Formula 1 schedule, TV schedule. I don't miss Formula 1 for anything. Don't. But yes, I did notice something yesterday when I was doing my harvesting, and it's given me pause for thought about possibly a project I can do towards the end of the year, when things are a little bit less action-packed and eventful like they are now, with all the harvesting and stuff that needs to be done. I can come back and sort that out. Right, here's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put him on a course because I want to go do other things. So field position, I want you to be there. Going to be number of headlands. We're going to do a load on here. Up down road direction is going to be manual. Going to do 0 degrees. Generate course. Think. No. Messed that up, didn't I? Start work on center. That's better. Right. Need to go find the start point now. I had to unpark my conveyor belt, ladies and gentlemen, because I couldn't get into it. I couldn't enter it. I needed the conveyor belt to sort out to pick up all that forage that I dropped. Turns out it wasn't forage. When you empty the mixing wagon and do an unload here, it drops everything as hay. So although you lose your silage and you lose your straw and you lose your silage additive stuff, okay, when you lose your silage, but you don't, you basically get a trailer of hay. So yeah, although I messed up 2 loads of TMR production yesterday because I got the percentages all wrong, if you tip the forage out, okay, if you tip the forage out of the silo, dump it somewhere, like dump it on the ground, it dumps as hay. So you get 45,000 litres of hay back from your loading wagon, which is perfectly reasonable. I've got my loading wagon parked in here because I saw all these little cow pat things, and I thought, I wonder if you have to manually scoop up the cow poop. No, it's just a visual effect to show that there's cows in here. What I have had to do is come around the back of the building and place a shed. Unfortunately, it made quite a mountain, but we have got some manure being produced, ladies and gents. Hello, cow. Right. We are going to do some mowing. But what was I saying? Oh, my project for the winter. Yes, my winter project, ladies and gents. There is going to be one. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make a field on this land here. This wasteland area, where the factories are at the top. I'm going to make a field on there to give me an extra field. Again, I think the prices are a little bit out of my reach. A couple of the fields I could buy. Buy field 20. which would give me some mowing room. Very noisy in the background at the minute. I might decide to pause the recording and pick up once the vacuuming has stopped, ladies and gents. I don't want you to listen to the Hoover sounds in the background. So yeah, I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to carry on, do some mowing, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit once the hoovering has stopped. Okay, so it looks like the vacuum cleaning has finished. But welcome back, everybody. Just starting down here on field 22 now with the mowing. I've done the secret meadows. I've done the areas at the sheeps. Working on field 22. Then we'll head over, do field 10, and then do those little fields next to field 6 near the cows. What I shall be doing is obviously all this grass I shall be gathering and collecting and using as silage bales, which will then be sold. I'm not going to store the silage bales this time. The grass I'm mowing now is for sale. It's going to be part of our yearly income, much like we did last year with the 232 silage bales we had last autumn. Going to go a little bit town on that. Make sure we've got plenty. Hit the gate again. I always hit the gates. Yeah, maybe buying that field wouldn't be such a bad thing. One of the things I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to get a field I can do sugar beets on. And because I'm going to need sugar factory. Because ultimately in time I'm going to need sugar for my cake productions. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how things are going. Yes, okay, I need to do a bit of work with the cows and the mixing wagon to work out exact filling ratio so I don't mess up like I did at the end of the last video with making forage instead of TMR, because I keep putting the wrong amount of the different stuff in. Again, normally in the past, whenever I've done TMR mixing, I've used bales of straw, bales of hay, bales of silage, because, well, they are fixed quantities. You know how much litres are in a bale. And if you've got a mixing wagon that's easily divisible by 4, you can work out the exact amount of literage you need per fill type. And then it's just a case of dropping in the required number of bales. The fact I'm doing it loose is a little bit more challenging. I'm not gonna lie, doing it loose is a challenge. loose filling. I know some people would say, well, use the wheel loader, use the bucket as like a measuring spoon, if you like, and fill the bucket. But then that takes ages to load the mixing wagon. You filling it with a wheel loader or a telehandler or whatever. But the good thing is, hopefully, I shouldn't have to provide too much for the cows, because I've only got 40 of them. So here's hoping that the cows won't require food every single day, and they won't eat me out of house and home. I mean, that's generally one of the reasons why I've avoided doing cows so far in any of my Let's Plays. A similar reason I've avoided doing the pigs in any of my Let's Plays is because they're just so demanding. They get to the point where they're so demanding in terms of the materials they need for food and stuff. And if you're not in a position on a map where you have loads of fields where you can produce all the different crop types, and you know you're not in it, you don't have, you know, if you're in a situation on a map where you don't have all the equipment needed to grow and harvest all the different crop types, it becomes they're tough work. They are incredibly tough work, cows and pigs. And the jury is still out, I think, on whether, you know, they're actually all that profitable in the game. I mean, especially pigs. I don't know what the point of pigs is now in the game. They don't sell for a lot. They only make slurry and manure, which if you're not really using, doesn't sell for much. So yeah. Pigs are just a massive consumer of crops, which could be better used in other productions or being sold at market, you know? But I'll wait to see on the cows, because the cows are going to produce obviously milk, which will be very useful for our dairy, and then we can start making butter and chocolate. And I say butter, because no Mr. Helgi will be laughing now watching the video because he finds it funny how I pronounce butter. It's just the English accent. The Lincolnshire way of pronouncing things, that's what it is. There's Lincolnshirites, we pronounce words a bit different than the common Londoners. The Southerners, and we pronounce things a bit differently from the Northerners, as Midland natives of the UK. We tend to have a different way of speaking for the Southerners and the Northerners. I think the Southerners, they go out of their way to really enunciate their words. Try and, you know, make it appear as though they are a much higher class of individual. You know, they're a much higher class. Tough, nose in the air. We are so superior to you because we live in the South. You know. And then the Northerners, they're the opposite. They pronounce their words with, you know, the same amount of syllables as matches their IQ level. You know, they use the same amount of syllables as they have IQ, because, you know, up north they're all a bit thick. It's probably something to do with being starved of daylight in the winter and stuff, and the altitude, and being near the North Pole, the magnetic field has an effect on them or something. But yeah, Northerners are a bit of a weird bunch. I think the Midland people, the people who live in the middle of the UK, tend to be the most sane bunch of the lot, and the most down-to-earth, normal people you could ever find in the world. It's a bit like if you looked at the UK, it's almost a bit like got the Goldilocks and the Three Bears story, you know. The Southerners are a little bit too much. They're a little bit too much. The Northerners are definitely a case of too little, whereas the Midlanders are just right. They're just right, we are. Yeah, get some mowing done. Probably end up fertilising the fields prior to collecting all the grass. A pretty decent job of mowing this field. Would make it easy to do my baling and subsequent collecting. Probably going to use the windrower as well, the front mounted windrower. Do the baling, see if I can't use it to scoop up a little bit of the swaths either side of me. There we go. Another field mowed. Where's my gate? It's over here. You need to get a little bit dark. 6 o'clock in the evening. This could be interesting. No, it won't be interesting. I remembered I moved my my little crane, my little conveyor belt. I did have it parked on the road back there, and then I was like, that might make it a little bit awkward for me. So yeah, I've got this field to mow. And I've got the field through here to mow. But I'm going to save those fields. I'm going to come back to those. Because... how's Mulching doing? Mulching's doing okay. Mulchy. Oh, he's missed bits in the corners, hasn't he? Not done a terribly good job. So I'm going to have to manually come round and sort out these cornery bits. Why the mulcher misses those? Doesn't do. Oh, little chevrons. You know, he's missed a massive load over there. This is why I'm not saving a lot of my courseplay courses. When I program them for a field, I tend to leave them just as temporary courses while I'm doing the job, and then I clear them. Because I'm not completely satisfied that any of these courses are perfect, that I want to reuse them. It's like I wouldn't want to reuse this course again, because look how much of the field is missed. You know? And until courseplay starts actually doing the fields properly, and I mean 100% properly, I'm not going to bother saving courses. Left any chevrons in that corner? Oh, I can manually pop in there. Weird happened. I must have hired a courseplay worker there for a second. When I meant to turn off courseplay. Annoying when you have to waste your time doing this because he hasn't done it right first time. Much as I love courseplay, I think some of their algorithms do need a bit of work. Because like I say, headlands, corners still seem to be very hit or miss in the current version of courseplay, and we've had what? God knows how many updates to courseplay now since release, and still haven't quite cracked getting headlands and corners of fields spot on. That tends to be the area that it struggles with. Unless obviously the fields are perfectly square and rectangle and boring, then it handles those fields quite well. Because you generally don't bother doing headlands, you generally don't bother doing corners. But yeah, so it's a little bit weird. Well, ladies and gents, we have mulched. Which means now this field can be seeded tomorrow. It can have oilseed radish put on it. I come in here for. Probably to check that. No, it wasn't. It was to make sure I cleared the temporary course of course blank. That's why I went into the menu. Right then, ladies and gents, I think I'm going to leave the episode here today. For now. Because I'm going to sleep through the night anyway in a minute. So there's not going to be anything else done this evening. I might just quickly fertilise those grass fields that I've mowed off camera. And then when we come back, we can set about some of the other tasks. Like I say, we can do some oilseed radish seeding tomorrow in the next video, and we can also get the start baling up the grass, getting the silage bales made. We can also see how our cows are doing after their first day, when everything settles down with the food meters and everything, and they've had a chance to figure out what they're actually doing. So thank you for watching, everybody. That is it for me today. I might just quickly also clear out some of these honey pallets. And then I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Cheerio. Bye-bye for now.